risky. Ah, wow. Yes. So king f7, he wants to, yeah, that's what I meant. King g2, he wants to take rook e3, but yeah, Esipenko doesn't give him the chance to sacrifice the exchange. Just to illustrate what I was saying, that I know, yeah, after king f7, he already, yeah, he hits the knight. Yeah, knight f4, g5, knight h5 on the board. And now also the g5 and the f5 square is weak, yeah. King g8.
And now he has to go back with the king because he needs a square for the rook. King g2 was a threat now.
Yeah, but this endgame, yeah, king g2, it's like a winning Berlin endgame. It feels like it's a winning Berlin construction with the f5 weakness. Yeah, the rook has to move back. Now knight e to g3, coming to f5, and then h4 or h4 first. Yeah, h4, h6, knight g3. It just
after h4, gh4, there's bishop h6, e6 trapping that rook. So there was no possibility of taking the pawn either.
Yeah, but even after g8, just f4, f5 would also just be crushing. I mean, yeah, h4, h6, knight g3. The problem for Magnus is that it's no matter that Esipenko is solo on the clock. His position is so overwhelming, and every move is coming so automatically that it's terrible.
I've always noticed this about Esipenko. He's always so motivated to play against Magnus. He has this tremendous respect for him. And whenever he's going to play against him, he always says that I'm playing against the world champion, and that's always something he looks forward to. And he gives such tremendous fight, and he always makes things very difficult for Magnus. He's never intimidated by him. We've seen him in classical formats, in rapid formats. And this game, it was a bit of an Andrey Esipenko show throughout.
Yes, somehow it's also psychological, yeah, that after losing this game against Esipenko last year in the Tata Steel tournament in Vaikanze, it kind of, and Magnus did knock him out in the World Cup, but it was not a smooth victory. Yeah, it was like an incredible match with a lot of ups and downs. It could have turned in any direction. So in this regard, I feel like, yeah, Esipenko has all the reasons to be very confident. Yeah, that, okay, he knows that Magnus is brilliant, of course, but he also knows that if he brings his best game, then he has a chance. And for the moment, psychologically, it seems like Magnus has some problems playing against Andrey.
Yeah, and look at Magnus. He's not happy with what he's got. Definitely a very struggling position here, the knight jumping to f5. Peter, let's quickly jump to the Vincent board because it's really quite an endgame there that we've got. I'm not showing more and more interesting with every move. Now this pawn storm on the king side, and things looking tough for Magnus. Continuing to look tough for Magnus.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like it's interesting for the audience, but it's not interesting for Magnus. Yeah, he's just so disgusted with his position. I mean, he's up on the clock. Yeah, he's looking for counter chances, but the position looks just way too lost. I mean, how do you stop all these pawns? Yeah, probably he goes g5 and then f5. Yeah, 96. Okay, now f5 winning material.
Yeah? Oh, he takes on f6.
Yeah, I mean, usually you do it in order to get, yeah, and Magnus designs because, okay, he knows this is completely hopeless. I mean, after what I wanted to say, that after gf6, if there would be no pawn on f5, then there is something to speak about. But the pawn is still on f5 and you are already an exchange up. So even if you are Magnus Carlsen, you need to design here. Wow, big win for Esipenko.
All right, you guys. Yeah, let me just quickly show you the full game on how it went. Such an amazing Italian game that was played, and Esipenko has done this before where he brings Magnus Carlsen to his feet. So yeah, it's quite interesting how Esipenko plays. So the game started off with 1e4, e5 Patas was played. Askian Gustafsson. This is the Italian. Just gonna rapidly show the moves and how everything went. It was a very complicated game, and in this position white sort of slowly maneuvers, and the position just gets wild as time goes on. Like exchanges are made in the center, so Magnus also wants to contest in the center. Knight is kicked back, knight maneuvered, queen to the frame. Okay, check, exchange queens. So this is an end game now, and yeah, but the position is so awkward for black. If you look at this pawn, Yeah, you can just get that. Yeah, look at this pawn. So everything here, it's just so difficult. Okay, this was deemed gonna be better by Peter Leko, one of the amazing grandmasters, but still this position for the world champion, you can look at the bar, it's not looking too good. The rook is trapped. Okay, he liberates it, but then still there isn't much going on for black here. Okay, exchanges are made, coming thick and fast, but Esipenko's development, and his piece placement just comes natural. Everything flows naturally, but for black everything is awkward. It was in this position that Magnus Carlsen resigned. So yeah, what a difficult game. Esipenko beats the world champion again. Let me show you the standings. So currently, after day one of the Meltwater Championship, Ding Liren is holding the top spot with 3 wins and a draw, I believe. Yes. And then Magnus Carlsen currently sitting in 11th place. You don't see this every day, but it's still day one. There's still two more days. I don't know if they changed the regulations, but still some chess to be played here. Alright folks, that's all I had for you today. Please remember to like and subscribe. I'll be bringing you more action of the Meltwater Championships.